Berg headed deep into the apartment until he found the bathroom Charlie was in. She'd put on jeans and was bent over at the waist, finger-combing her wet hair. Not wanting to startle her, he quietly waited. But Berg was having a hard time not staring. She looked really good in those jeans. Then Charlie abruptly stood, and Berg realized she wasn't wearing a shirt, just a sheer, lacy bra. He was so surprised he tried to turn away but rammed into the doorway instead, nearly knocking himself out. Charlie was reaching for a comb when she heard that thud, followed by a "damn it." She looked toward the bathroom doorway, but all she saw was a blur. "Sorry," a voice said. "Didn't mean to startle you." "No problem." She combed her hair off her face. "And I thought you were more dressed." Charlie squinted down at herself. "The nips are hidden." "Pardon?" Nothing. She looked at herself in the mirror, trying to figure out what to do with her hair. "So what do you need?" There was a pause, then, "Do you know who I am?" There was a room full of big guys in Livy's apartment, and she still wasn't wearing her glasses. She was lucky to recognize Livy. So she took a guess. "Deuteronomy?" "That is not my name." She didn't have time to worry about some sensitive guy's issues. She had so much on her mind at the moment that she really couldn't be bothered. Still, she didn't want to be completely rude. "How about you give me a hint?" she suggested. "Okay. I gave you a very nice, very expensive Ruger." Shocked by that response, Charlie turned from the mirror and really studied the blur standing in front of her. "You gave me a Ruger?" she asked. "No one has ever given me a—" She took a small step back. "Oh, my God." Charlie couldn't help but smile. "It's you!" she cheered. "My giant helpful blur." "The name is Berg. Berg Dunn." "I can't believe it." She really couldn't. "What are you doing here?" "I live here." She frowned. "With Livy?" "No." He suddenly chuckled, shook his head. "No, not with Livy. I live here in New York, Queens." Rubbing her hands on her jeans, Charlie moved closer to the blur. "I am so sorry I didn't know who you were earlier. No wonder you were hurt. But I am really glad to see you again because I didn't have a chance to thank you." "It's not necessary." "It is. Other than my sisters, no one ever helps me, especially not strangers. You could have easily locked you and that smaller, paler blur in the bathroom and let me fight my own battles. You didn't. So I owe you big. Charlie briefly closed her eyes. "Well, right now I have some other issues to deal with. And your Ruger was dismantled and dispersed across a large swath of Italy." Charlie stood straight, refusing to let the shame of her life bow her. "But I promise I will pay you back." The blur leaned against the doorway. "What are you talking about?" "I'm talking about paying my debts."